Today, for Show and Tell Saturday, I'm going to show you two of my absolute favourite items. Something that I've not talked about at all, really. I think I've mentioned it once, but not properly talked about, is records, or as they're known today, vinyls. Never really liked the term vinyl because that's just a material. You know, and lots of things can be made out of vinyl. But I refer to them as records, or sometimes, if I'm feeling particularly academic and old-fashioned, LPs. But then you've got LPs and EPs and stuff like that, and it's easier just to say record. And if you have no idea what I'm on about, well, I'm about to present a couple of records to you. So, here is the first one. You might be surprised to find that this is indeed something that you can purchase on vinyl. It is the soundtrack to FTL. This is a limited edition record. I don't even think you can get this anymore, but it's from, I don't know if it actually says it. Well, yeah, it says on the back there. It says it's from I Am 8-Bit. Actually, let's take it out of the sleeve. The sleeve, which is slightly too small. I think it should have been a touch bigger because it's a bit of a tight fit in there. Not done any damage, of course, but yeah, it's a bit of a squeeze, and it's quite difficult to get back in as a result. Yeah, there we go. I Am 8-Bit. Should have checked beforehand if these guys are still even trading, but FTL is a game made by Subset Games and produced by the excellent, the good and wonderful Ben Prunty, who gave me some great beard care tips once. Prunty's a good guy, and you get not one but two records in this. They used to call them double albums, didn't they? Yeah, two records. I'll just show you one because, well, they kind of look the same. Records, normally made of just black, thin, vinyl, traditionally. Used to be made out of shellac, but that was very old records, back in like the 50s and even earlier. And this is what it looks like. Isn't that cool? It's more of a thing these days to make these very fancy records out of things that aren't just black. And I think this is the only example of such that I have. I don't actually have many newer records, and most of the ones that I do have are, well, albums that would have been a record anyway, so they're just black, but like higher quality than they used to be. But there are quite a few of these style of records coming about these days, particularly of video game soundtracks, and it would be nice to have more, but my record storage space ran out several years ago, and they've not really had anywhere to be. They've just been in bags all this time since I moved in here, so unfortunately the record collection has stagnated for quite some time. Nevertheless, there is my FTL record. On the back it's not quite as impressive, but it's still very cool, sort of a purpley sheen to it as well. Very, very nice. And I think when you do records like this, they all look unique. I'm not sure exactly what the process is. Well, I know how records are made. I've seen there's a fantastic How It's Made video. I think it's on YouTube. And they basically have a little vinyl biscuit. That's what they call it. And they squish it down. They can make a metal master record and then squish the biscuit down with the master, and it makes a record. I have to say it's very difficult to get records back into sleeves without getting your grubby hands all over the surface of the record. Anyway, that's that. I'll just pop that back in its sleeve and then back into the plastic sleeve later on. But, well, those of you who are in the know about FTL, the video game, which, by the way, is a fantastic game and one you should play. So good, in fact, that I bought the record for it. You will know that there is a quite a significant expansion pack for it called FTL Advanced Edition. I think it technically was just an update, but very, very... It added a lot to the game. It added new races and new ships and new stuff, all sorts, and naturally a lot of new music as well. And so I have the FTL Advanced Edition soundtrack as well. And these covers, I really do like these covers. They've got a bit of a 2001 feel to them, which is a film that I really, really like. But, I'm sure some people prefer the original album artwork, which is more indicative of the game. I'd quite like this. I like the abstractness of it, and it does indeed potentially resemble what FTL Travel may look like, so I like it a lot. This doesn't have as many tracks, so it's just a single album, this one. And I think it looks roughly the same. Yeah, pretty much. Still that purple, and the explosion on the other side is not quite as intense, but it's a bit more purple as this one. It looks a lot darker to the naked eye. The camera's picking up a lot more of the purple. But yeah, very, very cool. I would like to discuss my records a bit more. The only reason why I'm discussing them today, in fact, is because they happen to be downstairs. We've done a bit of packing today, and I have indeed culled my record collection a bit. But, well, potentially, after we move, I might be able to get a few more. I want to be a bit more selective with it, because time was, I used to just get any old record, and I've got quite a few records that I'm never ever going to listen to. And a lot of them aren't really in great shape either, so I have sort of thinned the herds a little. But potentially that gives me space to bring in some new records. And with records, I tend to get albums that I really, really like. I've got quite a few Jethro Tull albums. I've got a whole bunch of Rush albums. I didn't even realise I had that many. And a few others. I think I've got an Alan Parsons album. I'd like to get a few more of them. And so on and so forth. I've got a couple of Zeppelin albums. And yeah, so on and so forth. And of course the FTL albums. And like I said, there's been quite a few video game soundtracks that have made it to record now, so I think I should like to pick some of them up, if I can. They tend to be very limited edition as well, so I don't know, I'll have to keep an eye out. But anyway, that's all for today. That's my show and tell for today, my FTL records. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.